I'm Mark,
And I'm Josh.
and this is Alter Ego Comics TV. Let's get right to the stuff that we liked this week, and we're going to change the format a little bit. I'm actually going to have a pick of the week. Maybe you'll have a pick of the week, but since I'm just telling you now, you may not have a pick of the week.
All right.
But I'll start. You think about that. Incredible Hulks, number 626. A cool cover, by the way, kind of reminiscent of the second Wolverine, the first ongoing Wolverine series, where Wolverine was dressed in a tux as Patch, and the Hulk was there. Actually, the Hulk was dressed in a tux too. Anyway, I'm old. I remember that issue when it first came out. Real solid issue, first issue in kind of a new storyline. Tom Grummett's doing the pencils, which are really nice and clean, kind of a throwback to the 80s and 90s style, in a good way. Greg Pak still writing Hulk, and his time on Hulk is coming close to an end, from what I understand, which is sad because Greg Pak has had an excellent run on the Hulk. Betty is, spoiler warning, but you should know this by now. Betty is the Red She-Hulk, and she's got a problem with her gamma radiation. The more time she changes, she may actually get stuck like that. So Bruce is trying to stop her and save her, but Betty doesn't like Bruce anymore, so there's fighting and such. Amadeus Cho is back, little sidekick of the Hulk and Hercules, who always adds a lot of fun and excitement to an issue. Basically just a really fun first part of it looks like it may be a 2 or 3 part story arc. Not enough of you are reading Incredible Hulks. I've said it before, I'll say it again. It is a very solid book, and it's one that I like this week.
And that is a new storyline because last week, Scar, son of Hulk, spun off into his own book, Scar, King of the Savage Land. This is a 5-issue mini featuring Scar, Kazar, the other dozens of the Savage Land you're accustomed to, including everyone's favorite giant red T-Rex, devil dinosaur, and that little monkey guy that rides him. But if you like the Savage Land, you like to see Hulks in a place where they can literally smash things bigger than them, it's a decent read, and I apologize for not telling you about it last week.
IDW is relaunching their G.I. Joe universe with a number of number 1 issues next month, but they're starting things off with G.I. Joe Cobra Civil War number 0, which gives you a preview of the 3 issues which will be starting next month. G.I. Joe Cobra, and G.I. Joe Snake Eyes. And I have followed that stuff off and on from the beginning, but I picked this up to check it out and was very impressed. Again, spoiler warning, but you should know this by now. Cobra Commander has been assassinated, so now there is a power play by the members of Cobra to see who's going to be the new Cobra Commander. And we find out that there's actually a Cobra Council, and they're kind of having a contest of champions among the Cobra higher-ups, plus a new guy that we've never seen before, to whoever gets the highest body count and highest G.I. Joe body count and impresses the Council the most will become the new Cobra Commander. So we get a sneak peek of all 3 series that are going to be coming out next month. G.I. Joe fans, now's the time to get back on or get into it. Really solid stuff, and this is not G.I. Joe for kids, this is G.I. Joe for grown-ups.
Next up, we've got Steve Rogers' Super Soldier. What's that, you say? Steve Rogers' Super Soldier miniseries is over? That's correct. This is an annual for that series, and if you enjoyed it, you'll definitely like this, but it's also important in that, just like the Spider-Man, Deadpool, Hulk trifecta, this year the annuals between Uncanny X-men, Steve Rogers Super Soldier, and Namor, the First Mutant, are all kind of crossing over into one story arc. So if you picked up the Uncanny annual, this is the next part of that storyline. In that book, some key members of the X-Men, including Scott, Hope, Dr. Nemesis, got themselves sucked into the negative zone and captured by Ballastair. And Ballastair, in this book, issues his demand that the U.S. bow before him and beg for their people to be released. And when people make demands of the U.S., we send in Steve Rogers' Super Soldier. So if you like those characters, you'll definitely enjoy this, and it's continuing a good tradition they started with the first one.
Speaking of G.I. Joe Cobra, number 1, dollar issue. Fantastic series, best G.I. Joe series out there. Very 24-ish, lots of cool stuff. Stars Chuckles. I don't know what else I need to say about it, except it's only $1. Pick it up, read it, you will love it.
We also have the first 3 trades of that series, if you like that. And if you've been following stuff but weren't quite up to date on it, we also have a one-shot, or at least we have a couple copies left, of a one-shot that features the issue of Cobra where Cobra Commander gets taken out and sort of sets up what's going on, as well as reprinting some classic Joe stuff. So that's available this week as well. And we have Age of X. I'm sorry, X-Men Legacy. This is the latest part of the Age of X. This is we're nearing the end. We're wrapping it up in the core series, although there will be a follow-up series in the same books, New Mutants and Legacy. This is cool because it's actually we're starting to understand why this world is different and how things may have got from our world to their world. And also, I'm telling you about it because as of right now, this very moment, we have all the issues of Age of X on our shelves. So if you're quick like a bunny, you can actually pick up and check out one of the best X-Men minis in a long time.
That is high praise, indeed. Staying with the X-Men theme, Uncanny X-Men number 535. The first issue by the new creative team of Kieran Gillen and Terry Dodson. Actually, I mentioned 534.1 last week, which was an excellent standalone catch-up on what's going on in the X-Men books issue. So this is out a week later, and we actually are getting the next issue in 2 weeks. So they're doing, I believe, 3 issues of Uncanny X-Men this month, and it is really good. Uncanny X-Men is doing very well. The story is solid. Gillen really captures the voice of the core X-Men characters very well, and that's who we see in here. I mean, it's no offense to some of those, B, C-listers, but I don't care about those people. I really don't.
You hear that, Mr. Negative?
This team is Kitty, Colossus, Cyclops, Wolverine, Emma Frost, and we see Magneto. Sorry, he's the other big player in here. And those are the people that I want to see in a core X-Men book, with maybe a few others. Nightcrawler, but he's dead, and Jean would be nice. She's dead. But anyway, this is the first part of a multi-part storyline called Return to Breakworld, which is picking up where Joss Whedon and John Cassaday's astonishing X-Men run came to an end, where you have all these people that are from Breakworld that are extremely angry at Colossus, and Kitty basically sacrificed herself to save the Earth from those bad guys, and we're seeing what happens next, and it's not necessarily what you would think is going to happen next. Dotson's artwork is excellent, very clean, cool looking. Great time to get into X-Men, Uncanny X-Men 535.
All right. Next up, new this week, we have Iron Man 2.0, issue number 3. This continues the arc by Nick Spencer, featuring War Machine going to work for the government as a employee of Stark Industries, and it continues to be really good. It has that great dialogue that we've come to expect from Nick Spencer books. And if you like War Machine, Iron Man, it's a great series. We have all 3 issues in stock, and it's worth a look.
Superman 710 continues Superman's trek across America. It's almost like a standalone issue. Bruce Wayne shows up as Batman, not Dick Grayson as Batman. They have, they can do some catching up. Bruce says to Clark, I haven't seen you since I've been back. And they reminisce about their new first adventure together when they didn't know who the other one was. It takes place in communist Asia, and it was a very solid story. Again, if you like classic Superman Batman stories, you want to pick this up. Even if you haven't been reading Superman, you can jump right into this and appreciate it.
All right, Journey into Mystery 622, which, in case you weren't paying attention, is the Thor numbering carried over now with the new title, Journey into Mystery. This book's also by Kieran Gillen, who did the Uncanny X-Men that we liked, and it picks up. I like Thor. I like Thor a lot. The Straczynski run of Thor was good. The Fraction stuff wavered a little bit, although I have high hopes for his Mighty Thor. But this is getting back into the more classic Norse wheelhouse. The issue focuses pretty much solely on the returned Loki, and it is a tie-in to Fear Itself. It kind of sets up the exodus of Asgardians we saw in Fear Itself. And if you like Thor, if you like Loki, if you like classic literature, this is a good read.
All right, we'll get to my pick of the week. This week it is Ultimate Spider-Man number 157. This is it, kids. This is what everyone has been waiting for or dreading. The death of Spider-Man may or may not occur in this issue. This is, if you've been reading Ultimate Comics Spider-Man, this is a great issue. It's not necessarily one I would suggest you pick up if you haven't been reading it, but I've been on this series from the beginning, back when it was just Ultimate Spider-Man. It has been, in many ways, it's better than Amazing Spider-Man, but Amazing is coming close now with Dan Slott at the helm. But reading this, was like my pulse was racing. I knew something was going to happen. I mean, everyone was talking about it, and with each turn of the page, I was like, my palms were sweating. I was waiting to see what happened next, and it is absolutely worth it. And we're going to get some more reveals, I think, happening down the road. But this is an issue to pick up. My pick of the week: Ultimate Spider-Man 157.
And next up for me, we've got Infinite Vacation. This is issue 2 of the Nick Spencer Helm series. There's a pattern going on here.
Nick Spencer, Kieran Gillen.
Mike Carey, a little bit of Mike Carey. All right, Infinite Vacation. If you didn't pick up the first issue, we've got a universe where people can buy their own lives. You basically can get in contact with yourself in the multiverse and sort of through this eBay program, buy your own life and be injected into a life where you went left instead of went right. You didn't break up with your high school sweetheart. You worked hard and became president. And at the end of the last issue, we found out that our main character, Mark, was his alternate versions of him were being killed and assassinated. And in this issue, we follow up on that storyline. He tries to figure out what's going on. And we also see more of the interesting girl he met in the first issue. But yeah, continuingly strong series, and both issues still on the shelves.
In graphic novel territory, Justice League Generation Lost Volume 1. This is half of the Generation Lost series, 12 issues. We've been raving about it from the beginning. What else can we say? A lot of these early issues are not available in our store anymore. In fact, they're sold out at the distributor level and the publisher level. So pick up this this beautiful hardcover that has half of the Generation Lost story in it. I posted on Facebook the other day that I believe that this is better than Brightest Day by a mile, although Brightest Day is very solid, very good. This, of the two series that started at the same time, this one is superior. Especially if you're a fan of Captain Atom and Booster Gold and Blue Beetle and kind of the classic JLI characters. It is just so consistently good, and you guys owe it to yourselves to check it out, especially DC fans that are not buying it in single issues. Now's the time to get into it. Pick up this first hardcover.
Absolutely. Best book on the stands. And to my pick of the week, which is actually a pick of last week, we've got Happiness is a Warm Blanket. Now, this is the first graphic novel of the Peanuts characters. If you weren't aware, there's a new animated special coming out. It's on DVD now. It'll be on TV later this year, called Happiness is a Warm Blanket. And this is the first special that was done since Charles Schultz died, which made me very leery and sad inside when I heard about it. But actually, they've done a wonderful job. The art is pretty much dead on in the Schultz style, and they did that wonderful thing that you notice from the old specials where they had these nice, lush, painted backgrounds and the animated characters in front of it. They kept that style, and it almost, in some ways, it reads like a book I've already read, which is a good thing in this case, because a lot of the little notes, the little conversations, the little bits were picked up out of Schultz comics of the 60s. So it's very much a tribute to the legacy of Charles Schultz, to the Charlie Brown universe. So if you're a fan, it's great. If you have kids, it's wonderful. And hands down, my pick of the week, Happiness is a Warm Blanket, Charlie Brown.
And there you have it. So much cool stuff this week. I mean, and this is a fraction of what came out this week. This is just the cream of the crop, in our opinion. But stop into the store. We're open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturdays, 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Just a reminder, Free Comic Book Day is right around the corner. Saturday, May 7th, will be open from 10 till 4. And if you go to alteregocomics.com/Free Comic Book Day, you can get the lowdown on everything going on that day. A list of all the titles will be given away. The characters that'll be here, and right now we've got Green Lantern, we've got Batwoman, we've got a couple Star Wars characters. They're going to be here to take pictures with kids and adults. We've got at least one creator coming, local guy made good, who's working out of a studio in Dayton, and he'll be sketching. So lots of fun stuff. Free Comic Book Day is always a blast, and that's Saturday, May 7th. Again, hit alteregocomics.com/Free Comic Book Day. That's it for this week. We'll see you next week.